other Gary Williams, not the head coach of Maryland fame, but formerly of Morning Drive, still with Sirius PGA Tour XM Radio, and soon to be launching a new golf platform called 5 Clubs. G-Dubs, how are you doing today, my friend?
Zabe, my boy, I'm doing great. I'm glad to hear that Ronnie got a top 25. Put that on his stat sheet. That's very good.
You guys are about the same age. Gary played at Vanderbilt. I don't think you ever tangled with Maryland back in the day, did you?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Did not.
A little bit out of conference there. So anyway.
Didn't play us at University of Connecticut either.
That's right.
Yeah.
Aronis is a UConn guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
we didn't tangle too much with Vanderbilt.
Exactly. All right, we play a segment here, Gary, called a Quick 9. It's 9 hypotheticals. It's 9 argument starters, and I've sent you the yardage book, so to speak, for the Quick 9. Or no, I don't think I did. Did I send it to you?
No, I didn't get it.
Well, good.
You're
gonna play the course blind then. All right, here we go. Quick 9. With Gary Williams of Sirius XM PGA Tour Radio, as well as the upcoming 5 Clubs platform, which you're going to tell us about in a second. Hole number 1. We'll start with you, Ronis. If you were to start a new golf channel with $1 billion behind it, what would you do?
Well, of course, I would bring first back
Gary Williams,
all the old talent that I loved watching in the morning in Morning Drive. I mean, I will say, Gary, it was almost the only thing I watched actually on that channel. But if I had that $1 billion, I love the 30 for 30s and those kind of things. So I would like to see more of that kind of production.
All right.
I don't think you need to go out there and deal with a member guest out here at River Creek or something like that to get that crowd in watching. But I'd love to see just more of those kind of stories.
Gary, what would you do? I know that the cutbacks were brutal, as so many talent, including yourself, that we miss dearly, us as golfers. I know that the ones who are still there are doing their best, and I think a lot of people like them. But what would you do if I gave you $1 billion and said, build another golf channel?
You know, in addition, obviously, to needing rights, you need to put live golf on TV. It's an innings eater. You need that. That goes without saying. Steve, I think that and Netflix is going to do a docu-series on the PGA Tour, which I hope the tour will just relax, guys. They're human beings. They play an imperfect sport, and it's difficult. Let them be human. I would do a docu-series called Broken, because I know a lot of guys who've had borderline Hall of Fame careers that the sport has broken. And people don't realize how excruciatingly hard this sport can be on the psyche of somebody, whether it be a swing instructor who has wrecked you, an injury, a missed 5-footer to keep you from keeping your card. I'm telling you, Steve, those stories are countless. I would do a docu-series that it would be an endless stream of men and women who played the game at the highest level. The game has shattered. And I asked Billy Kratzer this question. I said, just off the top of your head, people you know fairly well, how many has the game broken? He said at least 36. That's one guy. Wow. That's one guy telling me 36 people he knows fairly well that the game has broken.
Yeah. Len Matisse, Ian Baker Finch, Scott Hoke, Bobby Clampett. Am I missing
Mike Donald. I mean, these are the ones that we know off the top of our heads.
But you know what? Those are guys who have kind of come back, like the David Duvals and the Ian Baker Finch. They have come back and they have a different career. There's so many people who have nothing that we watched on TV
that are like,
and all of a sudden they have nothing.
They're like Sid Finch. More ghosts than real.
Right. But they're just they might be putting clubs together in a back room somewhere.
Would they talk to you, Gary?
You know what? I think that they would. I mean, whether it be me or somebody else, I think that, you know, a lot of these people have a lot of things that they'd love to shed. And, you know, with the right outlet, I think that they would. I really do, Steve. And
okay.
Again, walking the halls of Golf Channel, every analyst who's calling golf, to some degree, the game has fractured because they're not still doing it for one reason or another. Frank was a fabulous player, and arthritis rode him right out of the game. I mean, I'd love to hear his story.
Yeah, that's good. If you find Anthony Kim and get him for a sit-down, now that would put your new channel on the map. The
He
search
is-
for Anthony Kim.
Truly. You know what, John, I'll tell you, Steve was the first one on AK. When he kind of popped early on, I remember, Steve, you texted me, you're like, I like this guy. I really like this guy. And he was a star, and he was a bona fide star, and now he's a unicorn. He can't be found.
That's the amazing thing about.
I don't think I was early to AK, Gary. I think I
you were
hustled to
pretty
the.
early.
I'm never. No, I hustle to the front of parades is what I do.
No.
It looks like I found guys. I just cut to the very front. All right, hole number 2. By the way, what I would do if I started a new golf channel, I know you need the innings eating actual play-by-play.
Right.
But I still like the goofy shows. I like, Big Break. I like stuff like that. I've got other ideas. I've got a show called Dog Track. It's a show about just the mangiest courses in America and the guys who play there. I would call Club Pro guy and I'd say, here, you got a half-hour show a week. Yeah. Don't tell me no. Don't tell me you can't do it. And make it hurt if you want so much money. I would do it.
Right.
Yeah, I like Dog Track.
Okay.
The
And the
personalities
that would
at
be
Dog Track would be fantastic.
It would be amazing.
All right, hole number 2. How long does an average new putting gimmick work?
Well, I give my people that I teach, it's 2 holes or 24 hours. That's the warranty on the lesson that I give. So I'm going to just go with the same thing on the putting gimmick.
But
2
sometimes
holes,
they last
24
beyond
hours.
the warranty.
Sometimes they do.
Okay. Gary, how long does a new putting gimmick work?
3.5 seconds, 1 stroke. Honestly, if that is where you are, there is no solution for the yippish, just shaking it off the blade kind of stroke that you have.
They're heading right to your show, Gary. They're going to your new show, Broken. It starts with the putter.
Right. I think a round and a half is generally speaking. What'll happen is you'll be rolling with this new stroke, new gimmick, whatever, left eye closed, weight shifted to your inner quads kind of thing at impact, and then you'll have one bad 3-putt, and it'll shake your confidence. You'll think, maybe this new thing is not the truth. It's just a gimmick. And then it starts to unravel. Hole number 3. Do you ever feel guilty about how much money, how much time, how much manpower it takes to just maintain a golf course?
Every day.
Every day.
I was
As
out there
the
this
new
morning.
director of golf here at River Creek. Every day.
We had some damage out on the golf course, and I was just out there with one of our chief agronomists, and it's $150-something thousand just in the past week to repair
damage.
Some of this stuff.
What happened?
It's it's rain and then it settles. And
Trees?
No,
limbs?
it's just drainage and the grass dies.
Oof.
It's bad. So yes.
Gary, do you ever feel guilty walking around a course going, man, it costs a lot of money to
No, I
maintain this
don't.
place?
I don't. I understand. Listen, I've become, I think, more aware and more responsible in terms of being cognizant of the fact that this is real money that is required. But the value of playing golf, and it's hard to sell it to people who are non-believers. There's real value in the game, and I don't feel guilty about clubs and their ability or their challenge in trying to maintain golf courses. It's very valuable green space, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's also money that is voluntarily put forward by those who love the game and those who have the money.
That is correct.
Rich guys at clubs, and it employs people.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. When I walk around there, I want that money spent. I do. I want perfect conditions.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I walk around going, man, this took a lot of work. As a guy who tries to keep his yard in shape, I look around going, it's a lot of man hours right there. Hole number 4. What common golf course food will you refuse to eat during a round?
Well, I don't eat potato chips when I used to play, when I used to actually compete. I will not eat potato chips because I was told.
The grip killer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you put them on your bare fingers on the right hand. Good night now.
Yeah, well, I was told not to eat potato chips because you'll get grease on your hands and boom. So
See,
that's.
I'm a left-hand chip eater because I'll eat with the left and then I put the glove on and then the grease is safe.
We called it in our house and when we were growing up it's a Roger Clemens. So the bag gets held right in front of you. Then you have your other hand up near your mouth, and you pick the chips out, and they go in your mouth. That's how Clemens used to hold the glove and pick the ball.
Okay.
So that's what we do. So
Gary,
no potato chips.
Gary, anything you don't eat on the golf course?
I'm a salty snack guy. I love salty snacks. Gristle missile. Everybody's got to try the local hot dog. I don't understand candy on a golf course. I think chocolate and candy is a non-starter.
So gummy bears would be out then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hole number 5. Should the Ryder Cup and President's Cup merge to form a winner stays format? In other words, this session we got USA versus Europe. Winner plays the internationals in the President's Cup. The winner of the President's Cup then plays the USA or whoever lost this Ryder Cup. So it just circulates. The longest you'd ever be out as a side in this 3-way thing is 4 years. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a winner stays on a basketball court kind of a thing.
It's a very good thought, Zay, but the answer is no.
Because
it's
tradition?
It's just no.
You'd still have both with their own names, with their own revenue streams, with their own logos, their own locations. The only difference is you would have different teams sometimes.
I think we need it, and since we're starting a new channel, we need content. So, yes.
Okay. Gary, stupid
the
idea?
The answer is no. No,
okay.
I don't want any side to have to sit out potentially beyond what they already are required to do with respect to Europe or the international side. And I honestly think the international side, and I realize how one-sided the President's Cup has been. It's actually been, if you look at the results, look at Korea, look at what happened in Australia. I think it's been wildly compelling. And I think that Trevor Immelman is going to have a hell of a team in Charlotte a year from now. No, I like it the way it is, and I like to see the United States assembled every year.
All right, hole number 6. Would you rather be forced to play a really nice top 100 course for the first time with either A, one of those 2-colored orange and red Srixon balls, or be forced to play it with your buddy's set of golf clubs? So specs that are close to yours, but not quite yours.
That's a good question. I'm just going to go with the golf ball. Yeah, that's a tough one, but I'm going to go with the golf ball. I need my tool.
Gary, you'd go with the ball.
I can live with pseudo specs that are mildly close. The golf ball is the difference maker. If I had to play at a top 100 golf course with a pinnacle, I would be utterly miserable.
Well, I think these goofy half and half balls that look like putt-putt balls, I think they're decent performance. They're not pinnacles, but they look so stupid. And I can only imagine going up to the green at Shinnecock after stiffing it to 5 feet and then marking a ball like that. I'd feel so stupid.
Yeah.
I would go with the ball. All right, hole number 7. The one experience in golf that you still think about and pinch yourself knowing it happened. What is the one thing you go, man?
Do we have to be playing golf, or is it just a
golf-related experience?
The first time I walked through the gates going to the Masters was something that I can never forget.
That's a good one, right?
I really can't. It was like Dorothy opening the doors to Oz. Everything was brighter. Everything was more colorful. To me, it was very magical.
Okay. Gary, you've had many great experiences.
I've been very fortunate. You know what? I got invited and played in the Dunhill Lynx Championship one year, which is the fall event, which is the rota of Kings Barnes, the old course at St. Andrews, and Carnoustie. And it is the most decadent party. Every time I walked into my room at the Old Course Hotel, there were at least 4 gifts on my bed. I took a helicopter from the Old Course front lawn up the Scottish coastline to Carnoustie in 12 minutes. It was a one-off. I've never been invited back. I had to play as a scratch, but I did not care. It was the most preposterous display of obscene wealth that I've ever seen.
Oh, my God. That's incredible. So that's a paired event, Gary, in which an amateur plays with a pro?
Yes, it's exactly right. I played with a 19-year-old from South Africa who's on the European Tour. His name is Hayden Porteous. It was Shangri-La. It was remarkable.
That is amazing. I got to play 18 holes with Jim Furyk, just the two of us, for a Johnny Walker promotion at Avenel, a tour course. And I was on my game that day, and I beat him 7-6 as a 10 handicap, playing from about 80 yards ahead of him on every hole. But after the round, he had the full scorecard filled out in perfectly neat handwriting, signed it, signed a golf ball, shook my hand, said, good playing. Greatest dude
That's
ever.
fabulous.
Great.
Yeah. All right, hole number 8. Name the most underrated state in the U.S. to play golf. Most underrated state to
Wow. You know, I haven't played in a ton of states, but I think the most underrated that I've heard of is Michigan.
play. Michigan, lots of courses.
Yeah. And lots of rabid golfers.
Short season.
Yeah.
Gary.
Ohio. If you look at Ohio, just Columbus proper, if you consider Muirfield Village, Double Eagle, the golf club, which is in New Albany, you got the Scarlet Course at the University at Ohio State, and not to mention Toledo, all these greater Cleveland with Canterbury. There are probably more great golf courses that are borderline top 100 in that state than maybe any other. In Columbus, you can go to Columbus, and I've done this, and play just their rota. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I would say Wisconsin, but I don't think it's underrated anymore, and especially with the Ryder Cup, and the U.S. Opens, and everything else like that. But I would throw a nod in there to Utah because in season, before it gets to be winter, there are some amazing courses in southern Utah, kind of across the border from Nevada. Not a lot, but there is some. Finally, hole number 9. The Ryder Cup should have one crazy shirt day every session, every time they play it. In other words, the Sunday shirts in 99 that were ridiculed at the time, but now they're iconic. How about one day of the 3 days, or just one of the 5 sessions? It's the crazy shirt session.
That's fine, but like 99 didn't even have colors that were remotely United States.
It didn't
was
matter.
Like a brown with those pictures
It was
on
a
it.
dark burgundy.
That's fine. That's fine with me. Or pants or something. Go ahead.
One of the 5 sessions, crazy shirts.
All right, go.
You like
I'm
it,
fine
Gary?
with that. I'm totally fine with that. And, you know, the genesis of the 99 single shirt was actually the Sunday shirt that Crenshaw wore in the 95 Masters. It was a Jeff Rose design, and that was an
Who's
homage.
Jeff Rose?
Jeff Rose was the designer.
Okay.
And his name is on the label of that shirt. And those were all Ryder Cup, United States Ryder Cup teams that were on that shirt. And the 95 shirt that Crenshaw wore was a montage to Bobby Jones. So we had seen that shirt
now I'm
there it
in
is.
95, that
Wow.
final round that he won the Masters.
I didn't know it. You know, there's such
there it is.
such a limited number of those Ryder Cup shirts in existence,
Yes.
Gary. See, now this on our new golf channel, if someone gives us $1 billion, we could actually do a documentary on, where are the existing 99 Ryder Cup Sunday shirts.
Yeah. Or we're going to do it on a new entertainment platform called 5 Clubs.
Yeah, talk to us about
Yes.
this, Gary. You're about to launch a new golf media platform called 5 Clubs. Before I get to the how and the where and the what of it, I want to know why 5 Clubs? What does that signify?
5 Clubs, it is an homage to the original 5 clubs that made up the United States Golf Association. So Newport Country Club, Shinnecock, Chicago Golf, the St. Andrews, and which is the one that the Country Club at Brookline.
Yeah.
So those 5 clubs were the foundation of the USGA. So that is the homage, and we want to look at 5 Club as being foundational, but obviously with a chance to grow. So that and the logo, we just unveiled that. So we launch next week.
And it's going to be available where, and it's going to be, I'm sure,
on all the digital platforms,
Okay.
Spotify, Apple iTunes, Art19. We'll have a YouTube channel, and I'm excited because first guest is a guy who has an opinion or 1,000, Phil Mickelson. So that will drop next Wednesday.
That's
Nice.
a great first guest too. He's heading into being the ambassador of the game who actually expresses his opinion. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, he went off on the USGA about the driver
Yes, he
length
did.
issue.
And he should have.
We will talk about that.
Good.
Okay. Hey, real quick, your thoughts on the Ryder Cup, Gary, and the captain's picks by Stricker. We're awaiting, of course, Europe to pick theirs after the BMW is over. What do you think?
I'm fine with the picks. I think 3, you guys would probably agree, were mortal locks. I think the other 3, I can totally see if people wanted, whether it be Sam Burns, Jason Kokrak, Kevin Na. I think Steve Stricker has played his hand, and his hand is he's going style. He's going style and to some degree form, but that golf course is going to have very little rough on it. It's going to be hit it as far as you can and go find it and be able to advance it to the green, and that's the card that they're going to play. But they're going to deal with it, a European team that's going to be underestimated again, and we're going to find ourselves in an absolute nail-biter come late Sunday. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, I forgot one thing. I mentioned that Furyk thing, memorable moments. I once beat Paul Pascalides in the Blue Cup at the Governor's Club in North Carolina when I first met Gary in his Ryder Cup competition. I'll never forget that because beating that little pipsqueak was really, really satisfying. Nice guy, though.
He's the Danny DeVito of the Blue Cup.
All right, Gary, great to connect with you. We'll look for 5 clubs online and keep on doing what you do.
Gary, pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
There you go.
Bet, John. Take care.
We'll see you.
All right, coming up, final thoughts here on this special edition of the Capital Golf Gang, brought to you by Golfdom.
You are listening to the Capital Golf Gang. 4 guys who once dreamed of becoming caddies on the PGA Tour until they found out you have to take the blame for everything.